I had the weirdest dream that like I was randomly asking Jalen's friends who live in Houston if I can borrow their thong.
What? So weird, bro. You're a weird one.
How are you doing, my little dumpling?
I'm doing well.
That's good.
I had some this morning, you know?
That's good.
Started the morning off right.
Bro, what you doing with that sheet, bro? I know you don't like it, but it ain't never where it need to be. It be like folded down there somewhere.
Don't take
Right.
Hi, Iris. Good morning. I'll do a green headband today. And this is the oil I'm using. I definitely want to try this out. Okay, and I'm gonna stop recording and record again. I hope this works. Good morning, y'all. Welcome to our page. I say our page, but it's really like, it's just me and Jalen and Naya Camo. I have a lot of thoughts this morning. I feel like being pregnant is a time when you feel a little helpless because there's not a lot you can do. My friend Bailey described it as you're in a waiting stage. And I'm like, yeah, bro. And I don't like waiting. I'm not like a waiting kind of gal. It bothers me to kind of be sitting still. But it's like you're supposed to find beauty in that, and I get it. But like in doses, right? I have a lot of things I want to accomplish. I'm a content creator, as you guys can tell, but I also work full time and I'm in corporate America. It's a very corporate job. I really want to take advantage of my time in the morning. And that's one of the things that I've been trying to get better at. The other day I was just thinking about, damn, how does the version of me that I want to be look like, and what changes can I make now while pregnant to be that version of me? And one of the things that I wanted to do was just start reading. Well, start reading like books, because I've been reading fantasy books. And I'm like, I want to read books also to help me become a better person, because I'm always looking to improve. It's like I'm always looking to grow. Like if anyone feels like they can drag me or like say something like negative about me, I'll like listen to them and I'll be like, oh, so you think that I'm like this kind of person? I'll take it as, okay, maybe I come across to that, to who, what kind of, and I take it all as like I'm always growing. So I started reading this book, Atomic Habits. I'm not too deep into it. I've probably been reading it for like 3 days. There's a lot of solid points there that I've thought of myself, or I've seen on a TikTok video, or I've seen somewhere, and it's just coming all together in this book. So I'm really enjoying it. There's a gap between who you are today and who you want to be. In order to get there, you have to identify that white space, right? You have to identify what's in that space and see what you can change. I got to thinking, I'm like, what's in this gap? What does this version of me do? And one of the things that she was doing, she being me in this perfect state of who I want to be, was reading. So I'm like, okay, I can start reading more books. Great. That's where Atomic Habits came into play. Break down what exactly you're doing in your day and what this version of you is doing in their day. And you don't have to start big. You could start with like 3 things, right? The 3 things, I actually did 5 that I was thinking, okay, this is what the version of me that I want to be is doing, is 1, waking up early. Waking up early, because I was waking up like rolling out of bed and just working and having no time for anything. And one of my passions is creating content, and I had no time for it because after work, like I'm a mom. My time is always occupied between work, being a mom, being a wife. I don't have much time. So if I want me time to kind of do stuff for myself, it has to be in the morning. I wanted to stop staying up late at night, and I figured this one would help with the morning thing. But I saw like everything I was doing at night as a waste of time, because at night I would just like watch TV or scroll on TikTok. So I'm like, that's just a waste of my time. I could just be asleep and wake up the next morning and be like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. So that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to start grooming myself and get it ready in the morning. Like you saw what you just saw today. This is embarrassing, and I'm only Like, I hope this doesn't come back for me somehow, but I was literally just rolling off of bed and coming into my office and going to work. Granted, I was always making the excuse like, I'm pregnant, it's not my time, you know, I need the rest, etc. But really, I shouldn't have been staying up that late. Anyway, like, what am I doing up at 1 a.m.? That regimen that you guys saw me do this morning, it wasn't much, but it's more than I've been doing. I haven't, like, oiling my hair, please. But it's a goal of mine to get my hair longer. And in order to get your hair longer, you have to take care of it. It's not just gonna grow on its own. Well, technically it is gonna grow on its own, but the ends are gonna get split, so you're gonna have to cut them. And shooting content before work. Like, I'm shooting this content, I'm gonna be able to at least put it together in my editing tool before I technically start work, and then I'm gonna be able to work. Lunchtime comes around, I can maybe edit it a little bit more. I'm really excited about the realization that there's a need for change, because a lot of people stick to their habits start defining them. And this goes back honestly to the book Atomic Habits. There's a message that kind of circulates that it's like your habits make up who you are. You become what you do every day, and that's very true. That's why one thing I love about people is like delusion. When people live outside of their everyday norm, those people get really far. People are always like, who does this person think they are? Blah, 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 ha, ha. They're acting like they're not blah. But then they become what they're acting like because they brought it into fruition. They lived in that delusion. People are scared of making certain changes because they feel already defined by their habits. Like, oh, I'm not a morning person. Oh, I need coffee to get through my day. I mean, I do. It's not something I'm trying to change. Just to give some examples. And it becomes who you are, so you're just like, I'm not gonna change it because that's who I am. Oh, I'm not really into fitness. Oh, I don't like walks, or I'm not a walking person, or whatever. Like, you define yourself from just not having the habit. But if you were just like, you know what, I'm gonna start waking up early. I'm gonna go to sleep early so I can wake up early. You become a morning person. If you decide I'm gonna start taking a walk every morning, suddenly you're a walker. If you decide, hey, I'm gonna stop drinking coffee so frequently, suddenly you're not a coffee drinker. And it's, I can't say it as well as he did. And y'all need to read that book because it's really been motivational, especially at the point where I'm at, where I felt like it was time for some change. Like, I felt like I'm not someone who should be waking up at 9 a.m. I'm not someone who shouldn't be able to get the stuff that I want done before work. And I get it, like, I still work and I make a good amount of money at work. So it's like, why even do this whole project on the side? But it's like, I'm not defined by just work. I have a lot of other passions, and I always have had a lot of other passions. And it's like, if I don't make the time for it, I'll never get to those passions. So as I'm learning about things, I want you guys to learn about things. Doing something good or doing something bad one time, you don't realize it's becoming a habit. But if you keep doing it, it sets you on a trajectory. And like the example that they gave was an airplane moving just like a little bit from their destination. When they were supposed to go to New York, they pivot just once and start doing something another way. They end up in Washington, D.C. So I'm gonna read you this quote. Making a choice that is 1% better or 1% worse seems insignificant in the moment, but over the span of moments that make up a lifetime, these choices determine the difference between who you are and who you could be. And then this other quote, because people want to just wake up and be successful. Success is the product of daily habits, not one in a lifetime transformations. Like, it's not like I'm gonna wake up and have 1 million subscribers. That's not how it's gonna work. Although if you are watching up until this point and you wanna subscribe, like, would love that. It's not something that's going to just happen. It's something that I have to create the habits for so that I can, in the long run, have what I wanna have. I'm gonna get some work done and then I'm gonna revisit after lunch. Mami, ¿por qué no?
Mami.
Sí.
Mamá.
Vamos a jugar con el miércoles. Claro, con el día miércoles, Naya.
The only way we were able to convince her to get out was to mention, like, oh, let's go play with Wednesday. I made her 4 little boxes, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And each box has certain activities, and she could only play with those activities Monday through Thursday. She gets to play with Wednesday. So she's really excited. She's like, oh yeah, take me to my Wednesday box. I haven't seen it since last week. She also has other toys that she plays with as well. It's not just the Wednesday box. Like, she'll have those 4 boxes, but she also has access to her other toys. We just don't take all her toys out at once. We give her 1 toy to play with at a time, put it away, give her another one, etc. She's really excited. That's a good way to get her to get moving. You want to play with Tuesday? Let's go play with Thursday, honey. I'm gonna get started on some work. When I come back, I'm gonna talk to you about how else I'm staying organized in this specific application that I'm using. I've mentioned it before, but I lost access to it for like 2 months and my life derailed. So I guess it's important to me. It's not a paid ad or anything. I don't get paid ads on these yet because I'm not big time on YouTube. I do want to show you guys what that's about. So I'll show you when I have a break later, maybe around lunchtime, and yeah, we'll revisit. Change of plans. We actually ended up in the ER, and it wasn't me. It was this guy. You okay? Yeah. I'll catch you guys up in a bit. Jalen had a CT scan for the first time.
She was like, this is exactly what it's gonna feel like. It's gonna feel like you ate a pepper and your chest is hot, like, you know what I'm saying? And she's gonna feel like you're taking a piss. Like,
Yeah, it does.
So, boy, I was in that CT scan, bro. I swear to God, I was like, man, I ain't even got no drawers on. What I'm gonna do?
You thought you peed
I
yourself.
was like, bro, they gonna have to give me some. And then I thought about it. I was like, bitch, why they ain't give me no little gown? Like, I'm just, just chilling with my.
Damn, really? You were just with your
That's what I'm saying.
with your penis out?
No, fam. I was in there with my shorts on. I ain't had no drawers on because I left the house too quick.
Oh.
But I thought.
Damn, they didn't. I guess they didn't put me in a gown either.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, give me a gown because I almost felt like I took it to the stage of pissing on myself.
Bro, I thought for a moment, I thought you were just there with your
That's crazy.
So yesterday obviously didn't turn out the way that I had planned it to turn out. Jalen ended up in the ER. He's okay. He just did something naughty. He started his day with 2 cans of that Starbucks drink, the Starbucks coffee, because we had just discovered this like 2 months ago, and then I drank it for a month, and then I stopped, and I encouraged him to stop drinking it, but he kept drinking it, and turns out yesterday he had 2 cans, where he always just has 1, but he felt extra tired, so he had 2 cans, and that really made his blood pressure go up. And then when he took his blood pressure and he saw that he had relatively high blood pressure, it was like 140 over 100 or something, he panicked and then gave himself a lot of anxiety. And the combination of those 2 feelings made him feel like he was having a heart attack. So we went to the ER. He was fine. The doctor suggested not to drink 2 cans of coffee and also just making general healthier choices throughout his day. So that's a whole nother journey, but I'm glad he's okay. I'm not gonna be able to get into everything I wanted to in this video, but next video I'll definitely go through how I'm staying organized. A little behind since I missed the whole day, a half day of work yesterday, so I'm gonna jump on that and talk to you guys later. I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you stick around for the ride. I'm looking to overall improve as a person, and if you are too, join me.